And so it looks like the Los Angeles Lakers are currently doing their due diligence. According to Shams, the Lakers are doing their due diligence. Dejounte Murray, Bruce Brown Jr., Tyus Jones, Terry Rozier, I'm told those are names to keep an eye on. So we know it is looking more and more likely Dejounte Murray is going to be a Laker. What else beyond Dejounte Murray ends up being a Laker? Time will tell, right? Do they do something with Atlanta where they get Dejounte Murray and, Clint Capella or Steve Bay or something along those lines? Do they go and get Dejounte Murray and then maybe go trade for a Terry Rozier or maybe go trade for numerous pieces? We will see. Time will tell. But it is looking more and more likely that Dejounte Murray, it's going to get done, right? Got a Shams report earlier today that the basically only holdup is D'Lo to a third team. There are several teams that are rumored and interested in D'Angelo Russell because, look, if you're a team that's looking for like a playmaker or a point guard or just want like a quality player, you basically could get D'Lo for free, right? You're not going to have to give up a first or any crazy assets or anything like that. You're just basically matching salaries with expiring deals. So if you're a team like Miami, right, you have a couple guys, even a Kyle Lowry that you could throw out there and maybe get a D'Lo to come in and kind of upgrade that position a little bit. There's talks about, San Antonio wanting a point guard, and Dejounte Murray is one of those targets. If you're San Antonio, do you look at it as like, we could get D'Lo for like a second, or we could trade 2 firsts for Dejounte Murray, right? Unless you really value Dejounte Murray as worth the price, time will tell. Again, it just depends on what other teams value Dejounte Murray at compared to a D'Angelo Russell. But if you're somebody that's like, yeah, maybe Dejounte Murray's better, but is he, multiple firsts better than D'Angelo Russell? No. Right? And, if you get him, you clear up some cap space. It's a pretty good spot to be in if you're one of these third teams. So I would imagine that eventually this deal gets done. But the other pieces, right? What about the other players? Bruce Brown, Terry Rozier seem to be at kind of the top of the list, as well as Tyus Jones. Now, none of these guys I would trade for D'Lo, honestly, personally. Out of all of them, though, my favorite would be Terry Rozier. I really like Terry Rozier. I know he's undersized, but he is playing such good basketball right now. This dude is just lighting it up. He can play on ball. He can play off ball. He's not the playmaker D'Lo is, but none of these guys really are. And so, if you were to go get any of them, it would be Terry Rozier, in my opinion. The Bruce Brown, Lakers are even like rumored to be favorites to land Bruce Brown, unless it is something where the Lakers are getting Bruce Brown and Dejounte Murray. I don't see a scenario where the Lakers end up landing Bruce Brown. It just makes no sense. One, you'd have to trade more than D'Lo to go get Bruce Brown. Two, if Bruce Brown's going to cost a first, you might as well use those to go get Dejounte Murray, because Dejounte Murray is a better player than Bruce Brown is. But if you did something where, maybe Rui's going to the Raptors and, the pick swap goes to the Raptors and Bruce Brown goes to the Lakers and Dejounte Murray goes to the Lakers, or whatever, maybe D'Lo goes to the Raptors, however they play it out, that could be a real possibility. I'm not sold on Bruce Brown. I like Bruce Brown a lot, right? He was headed to the Lakers. He was going to be a Laker. We were going to sign Bruce Brown instead of Gabe Vincent. However, Indiana Pacers came in and said, oh, Lakers are paying you 11, we'll pay you 22, and basically doubled his salary. So he went to the Pacers, which I don't blame him at all, right? And it worked out for the Pacers. They ended up getting Pascal Siakam. So, that was a win-win for pretty much everybody. And I think Bruce Brown would be an excellent player. I wouldn't mind him at our 2 guard right now, because we don't really have great options in that regard outside of Austin Reeves, but defensively, he's been a real liability. Bruce Brown gives you that upgrade. Shooting-wise, he can be pretty hit or miss at times, but even just in a backup role, right? Bruce Brown in like that 6-man role would just be beautiful. Look what he was able to do with the Denver Nuggets, right? I would love to see Bruce Brown on the roster, but not for $22 million, and not for what it is reported to cost for Bruce Brown. If you could, again, go get Dejounte Murray and then flip whatever to go get, Bruce Brown. Now we're talking. Now it's like, okay, well, you get Bruce Brown. You could start, right? You could go with like a Bruce Brown, Dejounte Murray backcourt. And then maybe even go with like a Taurean Prince at 3 at that point just to give you some shooting because now you have 2 point of attack guys. Right? Whatever, right? You work it out. You figure it out. I will say, though, Bruce Brown would likely give you the best flexibility because Rozier still has a couple years on his contract. Bruce Brown, he has a team option, so they could basically restructure his deal, give him a new deal. The other thing is Tyus Jones. Like, I don't mind. So, like, if we traded D'Lo, right, and got Dejounte Murray, and then if we could flip Gabe Vincent somehow and, a Rui Hachimura or whatever and need a secondary playmaker, I wouldn't hate going and getting Tyus Jones at all. They want like a first-round pick for Tyus Jones or first-round pick and then some. I don't see that when Tyus Jones is an expiring contract who is going to leave them in the offseason. So I don't know why, or I mean, obviously you're throwing out a price and you hope somebody meets it. But I would be surprised if he ends up going for a first. Now, not all firsts are created equal, right? Some firsts, if you're getting the 30th pick in the draft or whatever, and then, it's not really, it is a first, but it's not the same as like a top 10 protected or something like that, right? So time will tell, we'll see. But personally, I think if the Lakers do end up landing Dejounte Murray, instead of going and getting other guards, which I understand that they kind of want to upgrade their guards, I would just personally, you got your athletic guard, go look to get an upgrade at the 2 spot, in my opinion. Move Reeves to the 6th man, right? Because you have Jared Vanderbilt that could slot and play the 3. Or you could go with Prince at the 2 and then go get an upgrade at the 3. Because the 2 and 3 are basically interchangeable in today's NBA. So my point is, go get like that guard forward that can shoot and defend. And now you could go, if you wanted to, a Dejounte Murray, Taurean Prince. Let's say if you get a Dorian Finney-Smith, and LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That, to me, is a huge upgrade. Right now, you have a very good starting 5. You got shooting between Taurean Prince and Dorian Finney-Smith. And then if Dejounte Murray continue to shoot 40%, now you got 3 guys that give you 40+% from 3. Plus LeBron, he's shooting well this year. Right? All of a sudden, you got some real shooting. You'd have Austin Reeves off the bench. You'd still have Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent, various things, right? So if you could turn D'Lo into Dejounte Murray and like Rui into Dorian Finney-Smith, now I think the Lakers just have a better fit. They have a couple upgrades, right? Rui is kind of clunky on this roster. That to me would be the best approach. But point is, it's looking more and more likely that at least D'Lo is gone. Like, I would be shocked if D'Lo isn't gone pretty soon, right? I just think that they end up moving him. I just think that they end up trading him. But I don't be shocked if Rui ends up on his way out also, right? Because the Lakers, after the game yesterday, they get the win, and what did you see? You saw Rui Hachimura sad and just down and looked like he was not a happy camper, along with D'Angelo Russell. Now, maybe D'Lo and Rui had a good relationship. Maybe he heard D'Lo's out the door, and maybe he's upset about that, right? And he doesn't want his buddy to go. That could be a real possibility. But it does make sense. If you're going to go and try to win now, go and win now, and go turn Rui into a piece that complements this team better. I just think that that's the best approach. Now, long term, Rui makes a ton of sense, right? Because Rui would be excellent in place of LeBron James. Give you some size. He could play the 4 full time, right? He's been really good when LeBron doesn't play and he has to step into that role. We know he can elevate in the playoffs. He's done it every year he's been in the playoffs, not just with the Lakers, but with the Wizards also. Right, so, a future five post LeBron of like Dejounte Murray, Austin Reeves, or maybe Max Christie evolves into that, right? So imagine like Dejounte Murray, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, and Anthony Davis. It's a pretty good starting five, right? That's a pretty good alternative if post LeBron James. Would that be a contender? It depends on what Max Christie evolves into. It depends on what Rui looks like in a starting role. If one of those two guys really emerge and all of a sudden kind of take over scoring reins and become kind of like that second or third star, then yeah, I absolutely think that could be. But that's later on down the road. Point is that I think that Rui may be out the door also. D'Lo, definitely. Rui, time will tell. But how do you feel about the Lakers doing the due diligence? I don't mind it personally. I kind of just like, get the deal done already, right? Whatever you're going to do, just do it. Get it over with. But we'll see. Time will tell. How do you feel about it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Are you somewhere in between? How do you feel? What your thoughts are? I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.